Hello, everyone, and welcome back to another episode of Conversations with Sophia4Christ. The mission of this platform is to share content that enlightens and empowers you to go forth and fulfill your divine purpose and be your best in every area of your life. Welcome. So, we have another Power Couple series, and we have a special couple who I'll bring online shortly, the Dawkins. Yes, lady and Sir Dawkins, as we do on this channel because we're all royals. And I am going to bring them up now. Hello to the Dawkins.
Hi. Thanks for having us.
Right, I'm going to ask you to just briefly introduce yourselves.
Well, I'm Rohan Dawkins. I'm a building contractor, and I am a deacon in the Emmanuel Apostolic Church. I'm a Sunday school teacher. Along with my wife, we head the family life ministry. So basically, that's a synopsis of who I am.
I am Jillian Dawkins. I am a Bursar. And as Rohan said, we both share the family life ministry and the couples department at the Emmanuel Apostolic. Thank you.
Okay, that's wonderful, wonderful. So, because we have quite a bit to cover, we're going to go straight into the questions. So, for this evening, the questions are split into marriage, ministry, and business. So, now we're going to consider the marriage question. So, my first question to you both is, what's your love story? How did you meet?
Rohan, you want to go ahead?
Well, I'm from Emmanuel. And I was visiting a church in Central Village where I met Jillian. I first saw her, she was doing testimony service. And somewhat there I had some interest. I saw her, she was looking nice. And so after church, I tried to make some contact with her just to say hi, that kind of stuff. And yes, we did say hi. And I invited her to our youth service, which she did came. And from there, the friendship grows until this is what it has become.
Okay, so that's exactly how it went? Lady Jillian, that's exactly how you all met?
Yes, exactly.
Sometimes a couple.
Exactly how it went. I was concentrating on God, worshiping and doing testimony. And little did I know that somebody was admiring me, my little ugly face when I was worshiping. And so that's where it began. I mean, that's where the interest started. And then from there. So yes, he's correct.
Amen. So my fellow singles, you see, there's merit to serving in the house of God. Praise God. So then you both got married. What were some of the unexpected things that you encountered in marriage?
Well, I would not say I encountered much unexpected because dealing with people, it's not good to have too much expectation because while in courtship, you'll pick up a few things of kind of attitudes and personalities of the person you're courting. So I had a basic knowledge of what Jillian is. And so I would not say I have any surprises per se. I think for me, I just flow with what comes and kind of just adjust myself because as I said, two persons coming together in anything at work, anywhere, there'll be differences, but then you have to do adjustments as you go along to fit into each other's space. So that's that for me. I don't think I had anything different.
Okay, Lady Jillian.
I didn't have any unexpectation. The only thing that has been in church, and you have never live with this person, and so for me, probably just look in the bed and say, oh, I am in the bed with a man. So
Okay.
that's that's for me. That is the surprise.
Okay. And how long have you both been married?
31 years.
Wow, 31 years. Wow, congratulations on 31 years because many persons don't even make it past one. So
My
it's only
God.
by the grace of God. And of course, you have children. So, what is it like, given that you've gone through pretty much most of the phases of, I guess, being a couple, and now, you have children getting married? What's that like?
Being a parent, there are challenges because it's not the easiest thing to do. But I think some of the help is being a Christian or being a church person. There are guidance that you get from there. The word help you to guide along the way. And so yes, it was challenging, but because we know how to pray and we know how to consult God and stuff like that, and at church we had like a seminars and like things that tips and hints that that help you along to teach you along. Yes, it works out well. It's nice. I think parenting is one of the most fulfilling thing anybody could do in their life, because to see you working with some children and see the end result of what children can be, it's very fulfilling. And I would advise any parent to do their best for their children, because at the end of the day, you would reap all the benefits. When I say all the benefits, you would be the proud parent. You would feel fulfilled that all your work is not in vain and stuff like that. So yeah, I would encourage parents to do their best for their children.
Okay. Thank you so much, Sir Rohan. Lady Jillian, your take. Your mother, you raised them and now they're growing all up and they're going off on their own and starting life. What has that been like? You started the process.
Oh God. It is a blessing really to have children, and see them growing up and all of that. I must say that Ron was more the stricter one. And so I don't know. I enjoy every part of it, growing them up. But then getting seeing them now, seeing them grow up now and getting married, it is a bitter sweet. You're happy for them, but in one sense you are sad to see them go. But then the reality is that they now are grown and they have their life to live. So yes, parenting is something that should be enjoyed.
Indeed, indeed. Yeah, and I won't get into the other one like if you're expecting your grandchildren, because that's going to go into another couple's business and we don't want to be putting any pressure on anybody. So what I'll ask is what are some of the marriage and parenting advice that you would give to singles and other couples?
Marital advice first. I would say to single persons, make sure you're marrying for the right reason. And the primary reason should be love. Uh, make sure of who you're marrying to, because this is a lifelong journey. And if it's a miserable journey, it's going to be a miserable lifelong journey. So make sure of what you're doing, make proper choices, consult God, do all your due diligence, do talk to your pastor, do all you can to make sure you're doing the right thing. Not that while you're doing the right thing, there won't be problems and issues and stuff. But at the same time, you eliminate some of the troubles that you might be going through. So yeah, make sure you do your proper due diligence and get counseling and stuff like that. So do all you can to make sure you're making the right choices when it comes to marriage.
Okay. Thank you, Sir Rohan. Lady Jillian?
Marital advice. I would say know the reason, because many times our singles getting involved and they're getting married for the wrong reason. Don't let it only be for sex, because marriage is more than just having sex. You know, it needs a relationship, a proper communication with each other. Because sometimes a misunderstanding, somebody said, for example, jump, and you thought they said run. And so sometimes it causes a problem. So it is good to have proper communication channel, and the counseling is good, but that is just like a person learn how to drive. You get the little skill, but that doesn't give you the whole picture. And so the experience and what come around is going to help you. So you have to be careful. Make sure that when you're going to marriage, I would say to my singles, no, make it be more than just sex. Let it be a communication, a relationship, and be each other friend. You know, sometimes singles get married and it's like the friendship gone through the window. I'm now married, but let both of you. My advice is be each other friend.
Okay, so be each other's friends. It has to be, so you said that a good marriage is formed on the basis of a strong friendship.
Yes, strong friendship, and you know, I just want to add that sometimes when persons are single, you know the person is this type of person. When you get married, you change them. Don't try to change the person. You know, try to change them to who you think they should be, because that's where sometimes the problem and the issues start. Because you want to change a person to be Superman when the person is really Batman. You know, so let the, let the
Oh, right.
person be their self, you know, and don't be too jealous. If the husband is talking to a female or whatever, don't get around and getting crazy, because they're not going to only speak to you as a female or a male. You understand? So get that jealousy out of the way and just be each other friend, run, joke, just be real with each other.
Amen. And the parenting advice, because we've talked about the marital advice.
Okay, for parenting,
Mm.
um, I would suggest, as I always say, most persons who know me know that I really believe in strong parenting. Um, I know for a lot of persons, parenting is a challenging one. Um, as some persons say, today's generation is not very easy to deal with. But I don't think any generation on our whole is easy to deal with. But yeah, consult God. We don't know all what we need to know. And if we are having issues that we really can manage in parenting, talk to some other parents, talk to other persons who we see has gone through this, because they can help us, because they have been through it before. So they have the skills, and they will have some skills that we don't have to help. So parenting, just make sure that as a parent you do your best. You maybe can't do all you want to do, but do your best. So at the end of the day, if it never works out in how you want it, you don't feel a sense of guilt. So I would say, as parents, do all your best that you can do for your children. Dream for them, help them to bring the dream come true, that kind of thing. Inspire them to be great. Inspire children. Talk to your children. Tell your children what is expected of them, because a lot of times we have expectation of our children, but then we did not tell them these expectations. So tell them what is expected of them. I'm not expecting you to do this. I'm not expecting you to do that. I'm expecting you to do this. I'm expecting, so they can have a clear picture of what you're expecting as parents or their duty as children. And so I think if we try to do a good job and be a friend, be a friend to your children, because you don't want their main advisor to be somebody who is not, I would say, of a good character. So you want your children to have good confidence in you so they can relate. And as a parent myself, I must say to any parent that is listening, sometimes you have to keep quiet when your children is talking so you can hear, because there are times when they are saying stuff and we are not listening, and there are quiet times when they are among their peers and they are saying some stuff which they would not even talk to you. But then just keep quiet and listen, and you hear things, and don't quick to attack them and judge them and that kind of thing. Be a friend. If you realize they are doing something wrong, yes, use love first. Use love first. We don't have to use the whip first. We can use love first. And love always do a lot more than thing. When I say love, I don't mean that you're going to spoil them, and no. But if we are reprimanding them, make sure we are not being abusive and that kind of thing. Because once you get abusive with children, they are going to pull away from you. And more you try to get closer to them, they are going to go further from you. So use love to kind of get them together, to let them understand that what I'm saying to you, it's not really about hurting you or anything. It's just guiding you.
That's indeed so true, because a lot of times, especially in Jamaica, the focus is on I'm the parent and you must shut up and listen to everything that I say. And if you try, if they be like, oh no, but you're kind of doing a double standard here, then people say, oh, you're being disrespectful. But yet, they still expect those same children who are cowed down and, not listened to excel in the world. Like, it doesn't really work like that, because you never really, help them along that way. So thank you both so much. I think we've come to the end of the marriage questions. For those of you who are watching, make sure that you leave your comments and questions down below this video. Who knows, we may be able to get them back for a part two. Never mind. I'm just saying, if you have questions, and then based on the questions, then we'll see if we need to come up with another topic, because they are marriage experts by virtue of them having gone through it. And of course, they're multifaceted. So leave your comments, questions. Please be sure to like, share, subscribe. Add their contact details are in the description box below. All right, so moving along, now we're going to go into the ministry questions. You had briefly mentioned your roles in our church, the church that we attend, but if you could just reiterate or repeat your roles in church.
Okay, all right. I'm a deacon at church. I teach Sunday school along with yours truly. Yeah, I serve in the usher ministry, and what else do I do? Lord, I do so much things. Oh yeah, we are the family life director, Jillian and I.
Important.
We're the couples, what is it now? Director? Yeah. So yeah, we kind of involved in a whole lot of things at church, even not formal, but to try as much as possible to involve in ministry, because I am a believer in ministry.
Right. So, and for me, I am a missionary. I am a part of the family life ministry directors and the couples ministry, which I love, and among other things, which is not say per se a heading. So we're very much involved in ministry all around, and we do enjoy the ministry that we're in.
Indeed. So, well, based on your love story from the beginning, you have all been, not just in church and that's it, but you've been very much involved in the happenings in church and serving God. So how has your involvement in ministry influenced your marriage and your family life?
Being somebody that is in ministry and you love what you do, and somebody who loves the Lord, yes, there are challenges, but it influenced our marriage, because as a person in ministry and you love the Lord, you are married not just for marriage's sake, but marriage is something honorable to God, and it's a lifelong commitment. And if you make a commitment, God expects you to carry out that commitment. Yes, there'll be problems and challenges and issues and everything, but like anything else, issues will come up, but that doesn't mean it's time to throw in the towel or to run away. it's really time to work them through. So being a Christian, yes, it helps the marriage because one thing is, as a Christian, you know there are persons looking on. There are young people in the church that is looking up to you. They might not say it, but you know they are looking up to you and we are being role models. Not that you create yourself as a role model, but persons look up to you. Persons will express themselves to you, how they feel about you and stuff like that. And so you know you can't even live for yourself anymore. You have to live for others. So you have to kind of live so that you can be an example to somebody. Because it's surprising that there are some things in our lives that we do which is very simple to us, which means a lot to somebody. Just to walk over to somebody and encourage somebody and just to say something to some simple little things to people and what it really means to them is just awesome. So being a person in ministry and I would say a married person, you have to take your commitment seriously because you don't know who you're helping and you don't know who is looking on. So you just have to take it serious. I think it's really a gift from God. And if God gives you something, you have to make sure you take very good care.
Indeed.
And I believe also that marriage in itself is the first ministry. You know, and so you have to take that important. And as Ron said, ministry is something that from the outset that we're supposed to be involved. So it can't be excused because I'm married or because I have the children and so I can't do this and that. It is not easy, I must say, to have family and really do the ministry. But then it comes with a lot of sacrifice. And that's what it's all about.
Right. So you have both indicated clearly that it shouldn't be that you get married and you just drop everything to do with God, that you should still be serving. It is
Yeah.
how do you balance it though? Your family life with ministry, given that you're involved in so many things. How do you balance it?
Like anything else in life, you have to go to work for, say for instance, if you wasn't a Christian, you find time to do everything else you want to do. And so as a Christian, we have to find time. So we know we have to go to work because the bills need to be paid. But at the same time, there are things that you have to do. So for instance, I know if I have to teach Sunday school one Sunday morning, I know Saturday night is the off limit. I have to get myself together now for church on Sunday. And just anything else I have to do. So I am not a Saturday night person to go out and to do all kind of things Saturday night and Sunday. No, I'll be challenging. It will be challenging to go to church. No, so I know Saturday nights are kind of off limit. So you make time. And the thing is, everything in life is challenging, but people find time to do what they really want to do. So if you really want, if I remember growing up as a young couple, and we had children, and at one point we didn't even have cars, so we had to take bus and stuff. I had to still go to choir practice. I was on the choir. I have to still go to. That time I was much more involved in business. I have to go to work. Sometimes I leave choir practice and go back to work and that kind of stuff. But you'll find time to do what you have to do. So whatever we have to do, we can find time. So I don't think anybody should make an excuse that because they are so busy they can't take up ministry, they can't. Yes, sometimes it can be challenging, but my advice to persons, don't give up on it because once you give it up, it's not very easy to take it up back.
True.
So find the time, make time to let everything work.
And
Okay, so go ahead, Lady Jill.
I might have had, even when we were younger and the children were small and they were very involved with us at the ministry. As them how you would balance it, Ron wouldn't be the one to carry them to church and be there. And so I normally carry them down there. Sometimes I eat, drink, and sleep in the car. because they are there for practice and all of that. So you balance the thing. You can't be selfish. You can't. It's not a Rohan role or a Jillian role. It is a case where if one is can't do it, then the other can. And so you balance the thing by you are available to do it and take them down there. Sometimes I remember at school, at primary school, the teachers know him more than me because I was working in Clarendon and they were in Kingston going to school. And so he was the one who would take them to school and everything and pick them up. When I go to school, the teacher don't know who is me. They know him because he is a person. And so all of this has to do with balance. So it's not a me thing or a your thing or a your duty that once you can sit and analyze it, then it will work. And that's how ministry work, togetherness.
Okay. So the next question that comes after this, which I think it seems like we've already gone to it, was going to be what advice would you give singles and married couples, as it comes to ministry? And Sir Rohan says that definitely don't drop the ministry once you started because it's hard to pick up. And Lady Jillian is saying that it's important that in the balancing that it's not a me you sort of thing, it's a team. And a good point that was raised is that you involve everybody in ministry. So it's not just all the parents are active in ministry. Everybody as a family, you're active in the house of the Lord. So any other advice you'd have for singles and couples when it comes to ministry?
Say that again.
Any other pieces of advice you would share for couples when it comes to ministry?
I would advise couples to get into ministry. And if you have children, get your children involved in ministry. Because if your children is not enjoying church, you just start having a problem. Because nobody wants to go where they don't enjoy. So get your children involved in these ministry. Say, for instance, our church, we have a lot of children ministry. Get them fully involved. Let them start enjoying themselves. And don't feel like church is boring and it's just, why are we going here again, that kind of thing. Let them feel enthusiastic and happy to go to church, and they want to go. As Jillian said, our children were involved in so much ministry. Anything, sign language and everything. So sometimes when we don't even want to go because we're tired, they are crying, they want to go, they have to go to rehearsals, they have to go to minister here and there, and so we just have to be going with them, and at the end of the day, you see the fruit of it, that they grow up to love church and to love the Lord. So I'm advising parents to make sure you play a pivotal role in your children's life. And one thing I always say to younger couples or parents, don't beat up yourself on it. They will only be with you for a few years. Because by the time they just turn teenagers, you have to make appointments to see them. So enjoy the young age, enjoy the children age. Yes, it's challenging, but enjoy, because sooner or later you lose it and it's not going to come back.
So true. Lady Jo?
And sometimes it is a blessing to others, because I remember a single person got married and she had, I think, 3 kids like me. And she was saying to me, because she had them so close, like me, she said to me, I motivated her. And I was wondering what she's talking about. She said, you have them, and she remembered that they're just involved in all sorts of ministry. And because of that, her kids are fully involved in ministry. So somebody do something, it's also a ministry to somebody. Somebody's looking on and take it as an example to move forward and say, boy, if she can do it, then I can do it. So it motivates, because she was single at the time and now is married. And she said to me that you motivated me, you and your husband. And so she is like, find an example to follow, and her kids now are fully involved in ministry. So it's a ministry. You encourage somebody else.
Amen. So it's not just about, your family. It's
No.
also about you encouraging other persons. And that's so true. So we've talked about marriage, we've talked about ministry. Now we're going to get into business. So what's the name and nature of your business?
Okay. My business name is Roller Construction. What, as the name construction says, I do all construction, general construction, from a house to a factory to just anything construction. Once you think constructing any building, any structure, anything, that's what I do. So that is, first and foremost, I started out as a cabinet maker. That was my first trade when I started. But as time goes on, I has evolved and has gone fully into construction. So that's where I'm at now.
Okay. So would you say it's a family business? It's a family affair? Because I know that Lady Jill, she still works full time. Bursar. But what are your respective roles in your business?
Well, she works full time and her job is very demanding. Sometimes I'm kind of sympathetic with her because it's a real stressful position. So she is not really involved in the day-to-day part of the business. I am the person who is involved in it. My daughter Rohan, she is, well, she used to be a part of the system, but since then has branched out to starting her own thing. And so yeah, it's not really a family business per se, but I being a person who started doing business, I understand the challenges and the reward. So I always encourage my family to get into business because the truth is it gives you some sense of freedom. Um, in the latter years, I can travel, I can organize myself and go away for a whole month, and I don't have to report to anybody. So, it gives you a sense of freedom. You choose, you kind of choose your hours, you choose what to do. You kind of have some free space. Say, for instance, at times when we're having convocation at church, I can organize myself and plan around it and have more time for that. So it's really flexible, and I'm not bogged down with the idea of worrying about being fired or being laid off or that kind of thing. So it's comforting to the mind too. And as I said, it's rewarding. I really encourage persons to go into business because to me, you control your own destiny. So it's what you put in, you get out. And I said to a lot of young persons who talk to me sometimes about business, I tell them that the business only fail when you fail because you are in fully control of what you do. So it's what you put in, you get out. So I really encourage persons to go into business. But then the truth is, I'm not saying it's for everybody because you have to have some sense of Jamaican talk stamina to withstand it because there are days when it's going to be rough. There are days when it's going to be tough. There are days when you're going to have drought. But you have to learn as you go along. You have to learn, like anything else, you have reaping period and sowing period. And so if you're sowing like a farmer, those are the rougher times. But then when reaping time is come, use your sense now to understand that yes, there's a harvest, but it doesn't mean that I have to go spending. So it's how you control yourself and how you control what you do. So yes, it's rewarding. And I would encourage persons to get into business.
Okay, so definitely get into business. Do something for yourself, even if you like the job that you're doing now. Hey, multiple sources of income, multiple streams of income is always a good thing indeed. So before we get further into the upcoming events or future expansion concerning your business, what are the areas that you serve? Because lots of persons require construction services. So are there any specific areas that you serve primarily?
Wow. Well, as a small business owner, you have to be willing to serve in every department. I remember I was doing a course, and when the teacher was teaching, he says, as the leader of a business, you have to be running twice as hard as your employee. Because if you are moving slow, everybody's moving slower than you. So you have to be on top of everything. So I serve as everything in the business. When I say everything, I'll do from the estimates, go all the way through. There are times when you pull for help, different aspect of help depends on where you want it. But yes, I think in business I should be involved in everything. Um, there are things that you will allow persons to do and to kind of ease off the pressure for you somewhat. But you have to be there. You have to be there because if you are not, I find out if you are not there and involved, you don't get the level of results that you want. And say for instance, for me, I am a kind of picky person when it comes to quality. I like real good quality. And so I don't leave up a job to a supervisor or so. Yes, I will allow them to do what they have to do, but I'm going to check on it. I'm going to make sure the quality that I want is there. Because at the end of the day, I said to most persons who is around me, construction is a built job. It's something we're making. And when you make something and it's not properly done, for the rest of your life, it's standing up looking at you. And every time you see that thing that is not properly done, it hurts you. And it hurts your image, it affects your morals, everything. That's how it does for me. But when you pass a job when you visit back a job that you did before and you're proud of it, it brings back joy and happiness. It brings a nice feeling. So I paid a lot of attention to details and the quality work because that's what makes me fulfilled.
Indeed, indeed. So are there any specific parishes that you serve primarily?
Well, it's, there is no specific parish. Being getting a little older now, I have to tune down. But I have worked in, I would say, almost every single parish on this island. As far as the Negril I can remember, I've worked into Portland. So anywhere the work is, I go there. But in recent times, I realize I'm not managing out of town so well again. It's really hard. But if it's worth it, I'll go there. And because when you're younger, you're challenging yourself. And so you take up all the challenges because you want to see how much challenge you can manage. And I don't like to do the same thing over and over again. So I love to get a challenge. So whenever I see a challenge, I would take it up. I am out for a new challenge. So that's how I use the function. But as I said, getting older, the body's not standing up as much as it should. So you have to kind of pick and choose now what you do. If I have to work outside of town and far outside of town, it has to worth it. it has to worth it. So there is no specific parish that I would work, but it must worth it for me to go out at all.
So, winding down the business section, uh, Sir Rohan, you had said that you would encourage everyone to at least have a business for themselves. So, what about couples who are thinking of going into business together, or even separately, or just one like the model that yourself and your wife have, where it's just one of you doing business, doing the business full time? Like, what advice, tips would you have to share with them?
For couples going into business, I would not tell two persons to just walk off their job and go right into business. Because like anything else, there's ups and downs. And you can go into business and it doesn't really take off just like that. There are days when you're going to have low spots. There are days when you're going to have challenges. And if the two of you have one source of income, it can be real challenging. And so I would say, give yourself time, work the business. So if one person going, say for instance, the male or the female, depends on what kind of business. One person go in and kind of work it and get it up and running. So before you stepped out. So allow the business. For me, I think start small and allow to grow. When I say small, small is a relative word. It doesn't
Yes.
mean you have to start from 1. Suppose your small is 8. Start there. But don't I don't recommend that you have, for argument's sake, $1 million and just jump into business with the whole $1 million like that. No. Because most persons in business will tell you that in business you'll fail a couple times. But while you're failing, you're learning. Or you're supposed to be learning. You're supposed to be learning, what did I do wrong? How can I make things better? Talk to your customers, because the truth is your customers is the person who will make your business grow. No business can strive without customers. So talk to your customers, have a good relationship with your customers. Try to please them, because a pleased customer is worth more than any amount of business that they can give you, because they will tell other persons about you. And my success is really referrals. I try to please the customer, so the customer will tell somebody else about me. And when you go, it makes life easier for you, because all of your legwork is already done. So you end up in an open door, and so you can kind of get the chance to run. So please your customer as much as possible. Sometimes it's hard, sometimes it's gonna cost you a lot, but it will worth it in the long run. So as I said, for couples who want to go into business, start small and allow the business to grow, because you're going to learn some stuff along the way. And if you dive in too deep, you might drown while you're learning. So take your time and just work it. Just work it and watch it grow. And yes, that's my suggestion for couples in business.
All right. So, Lady Jillian, any tips for wives who have husbands who are in business as we close this section
Um,
out?
my advice is that get involved, both of you. You know, it is always good it encourages. And so I don't think, I know I am not in it, and I think I don't know, because of fear or what, but I believe that when couples work together, it gives a better balance. So I would encourage couples to work together. As soon as you're able to join the other partner, do so. Or you can give moral support also. because although I'm not in it, I normally give encouragement along the line. So if I'm that, we can
Okay.
all.
Okay. Right. So I believe we've come to the end. So we've discussed marriage, we've discussed ministry, and we've discussed business. So I thank you both so much for the time that you have sacrificed to come on here and share your wisdom with everyone. For those of you watching this live, or as live as it can be, or watching the rebroadcast, please be sure to like, share, subscribe, comment, all the things, and make sure that you go ahead and check out the contact details for our guests. They're in the description box below. Make sure that you contact Sir Rohan if you have some construction needs. I'm sure that he'll be happy to discuss that with you. I am so very grateful to you both for coming on to share. And yeah, I'm sure that they've been blessed and encouraged. And we'll see based on the questions that are left in the discussion in the comments down below what will happen in terms of like, hey, we may have another topic that come up based on the questions that persons are asking. Right. So thank you so much. I pray that Jesus Christ will continue to bless, guide, protect, and just keep you both for another many decades of happy married life. You've gone 31, not out, and you'll be continuing on by the grace and the power, the strength of Almighty God. I just pray the Lord's blessings upon you both, upon your family, and of course, everyone connected to you all. Thank you both so much for coming out. And for those of you watching, if there is a story, a business, or an initiative that you'd like to share on the show, that you'd like to feature on the show, please be sure to send me a message at mail@sophia4Christ.com. I'll be happy to feature you. Yeah, let's talk about it. So we're going to close out now, but I don't know if there's anything that our guests would like to say before we head to the close-out music and then we leave.
Just want to say thank you for having us. Um, and we just want to congratulate you for what you've been doing. Yeah, I think it's a wonderful program, and I hope that we could help somebody who is listening, because the truth is our mandate is to help someone as we go along. And I hope we can reach somebody, and I hope that persons will watch the program and learn from what you are doing, and you're doing a wonderful job. God bless you and continue working for the kingdom.
Thank you so much, Sir Rohan. Lady Jillian, anything to say in closing?
Yes, I too want to say a big thank you. Thank you for considering us. Was a privilege being here. And from time to time, I'm on the program that you have, and I think I know you're doing a good job. And so I really wish you all the best. And I pray that this business will be going from strength to strength. More viewers, more likes, more shares, more subscribe.
Amen.
And so I just want to bless you this afternoon, and God go with you in Jesus' name. Continue your good work.
Thank you so much, Lady Jill. Thanks so much, Lady Jill. Thank you so much, Sir Rohan. Thank you all for staying with us thus far. So until we meet again, may His blessings, peace, and wisdom be upon you all. Bye. Say bye. The Dawkins. So we and enjoy.
Bye.